tape, what stands out to you about the Marquette game?
There's just defensively, I got to give them credit because they made us pay on every ball screen coverage that we didn't do correctly, and she hit 32 hit every open 15, 17-foot shot, which we knew she was capable of, but we have to be more consistent, disciplined in whatever ball screen coverage we're in. We have to do it. There was multiple possessions where we were supposed to be covering it a certain way, and we didn't do that. And again, credit Marquette because they made us pay. So that was the most glaring thing, ball screen coverage in terms of defensively. And then offensively, just continuing to get in. We didn't really get in a flow ever, and a lot of that is we're not getting out. We're not running at the pace we want to run at. I think a lot of it too, like it hurt when Jen went out and foul trouble early, because now everyone's kind of playing in a different position, and it's a process, and as we get full strength, I think it'll get people back into their normal positions and roles, and hopefully be a little bit smoother.
Follow up. Does that encourage you, at least in that it's correctable when it's ball screen mistakes as opposed to physical mistakes?
Yeah, no, definitely. When I see that, and it was just like the Morehead State game. We looked, we knew what we had to get better at, and we addressed that. And I thought we were much better at those things that we addressed in Marquette games. So I was happy with that. It's all part of the process of growing and learning. So we addressed it yesterday and started working on fixing it. And that's part of a season. There's going to be a lot of things in each game. You learn from. And then it's back to the drawing board, back to work and work on fixing it. But I'd rather have it those things than like, oh my gosh, we're just awful and we can't defend anyone and we can't make a basket. They're correctable mistakes, and that's encouraging.
It seemed like in the immediate after in your radio interview that offensively, if the problem was we got open shots and we just didn't fall, you can live with that, because that's over 6 months, that's not going to happen, right?
Yeah, and you see that, right? That's why I say you have to hang your hat on your defense and your rebounding. Now, we defended decently. Like I said, I give them a ton of credit. They made plays, and we didn't hit some shots, and they did. If you look at the stats, everything's pretty much the exact same in terms of field goals made. They made, I think, a couple more threes than us, but it was our turnovers and just some timely turnovers for us that really cost us. And then, like I said, they got open shots and they hit them, and we missed some big time shots. And those are things that we'll continue to work on. And sometimes they go, sometimes they don't.
What's next? What's Natalie's next step in returning to play?
Yeah, it's just it's literally day to day. Obviously, you see her working out, so she's there. She's not completely cleared, so we'll just keep day to day and see how she progresses.
You kind of referenced, maybe wanting to see the team shoot more threes. You had, I think, 10 attempts in the last game. What do you kind of see of that? I mean, do you have a specific number that you kind of look for in mind, or how does that kind of break down?
I really don't have a specific number, and when we were watching film yesterday as a team, I told them they did not. A lot of people are like, well, what'd they do to take away your threes? They didn't take away our threes. We took away our threes. We didn't really have a good awareness. My key word for really this year, and especially on Saturday, was awareness. We didn't have a lot of defensive awareness and offensive awareness. We had a lot of open players on drives and out of some of our action that we just didn't see. And those would have been inside-out threes that are really good threes for us. So we need to have more awareness offensively, and then those will come organically out of our offense by just inside-out drives, being aggressive.
What have you kind of maybe seen from Hobby, the development, and having a big game? You're looking a really good game against Marquette.
Yeah, I was really happy that she responded after the Morehead State game. Her and I met and we watched every clip of her in that game and went through every little thing offensively, defensively, and just so she knows from me, she doesn't have as much. It's 1 year for her, so she's so hungry to be better. So we sat there and we're gonna keep really breaking down every time. I'm gonna help her so she knows what I want. I know where she's coming from, and it was really awesome to see her response and really working on some of those things that we had talked about and what she knew she needed to do. So it was huge because we needed that scoring. The other day we were kind of struggling to score at times, and we just kept getting the ball down to Hobby. So hopefully she just continues to progress.
Cameron's had the most bench minutes, obviously probably dictated by McIra and the foul. What did she do last year to get into this position?
She worked every single day. You guys saw her out there. She was out there a little bit ago. She put constant work in every day when she wasn't playing hardly at all last year. Film work, in with Coach Mack, just consistently, trying to be the best version of herself every single day, and didn't get consumed with what wasn't happening. Instead, she was consumed with how can I control my progress, and I give her a ton of credit, and that's where I told her she was ready for this because she didn't have to get ready. She stayed ready, and she continued to improve her freshman year. So I think she's a great, really testament to what it's like as a freshman to just put your head down and work and don't worry so much about the minutes and the outcome, just worry about the process. And I've been so happy with Cam and really proud of her. She's come in and really done a solid job, has run the team, has taken care of the basketball, and has scored in opportune times, but she'll continue the offense. I'm not worried about. She defends and runs our team. That's good, and I really, truly believe that's going to help us later down the road, with her getting these valuable and big minutes, because there's at some point either going to be another injury, sickness, foul trouble, and we're going to need her ready to go.
How much you look for on the trail to know somebody to buy in to that kind of process of the first? Because they're the best player when you see them. Yeah. How do you know that they'll be ready for that when they get here to stuff?
Cam's just someone that, she's a coach's kid. Coach Mack knows her dad very well because they worked together at Arizona back in the day and knew her as a kid. So I think we knew what type of people, she's around and her parents and kind of how they raised her, and the character of her. So I think that's an important piece when, who knows what her role will ever be, but if she can come in and do this, that's just as important of a role as starting. So she's been really, really big for us, and I'm really happy for her. I'm proud of her, but just a great kid, a great worker, and she understands the game of basketball.
In terms of hobby, how much is confidence something you're really monitoring? It would seem like you're going to ask her and expect her a lot more than what she's previously done.
It's funny. I think that Javi's going to continue to gain confidence every single game. I thought you saw Morehead State; she was kind of unsure, and then you saw on Saturday a very confident version of her. Now she has to continue to improve the details defensively, but if we can have that confident Javi, that's a great thing because now we were able to, when we really needed the basket, and we were playing KB and Javi, the majority of the second half we played them together. And that'll get cleaner too. Kendall's not used to making all those passes inside. So we had some turnovers, but again, that is definitely going to groom us for the future, but it was nice to be able to just, throw the ball in there, and I really had a ton of confidence in her that she would finish.
Is it something that as coaches you work on with building confidence like that, or is it something that just has to happen through a process of having success in the game?
I think it's both. I think you have to be, as a head coach too, and it's a little bit different than as an assistant, of how you instill confidence in your players. And I think, with us and how, even just like Javi and I, like us just watching that film, talking, understanding where I'm at, understanding where she's at, I think right there it builds trust and then confidence and me telling her that I believe in her and that I know you can do this, that's why you're here. And then I think that leads to confidence, and then I also think you got to go out there and earn confidence in terms of games, because like I tell all of our kids, confidence is within them, and you can't rely on me or anyone else to give you confidence. You have to have confidence internally, and you can't let anyone take it away, and we can help build it, but you got to be confident in yourself, and it was great, and I think Saturday will definitely give her the confidence in game time to continue to improve going into tomorrow and then Saturday.
I would assume that confidence and ability to foster that is good to have on the trail. Like we saw with Genesis coming in, and then maybe to a degree with Shea. Like, is that a good you guys can have, especially in the portal, that, hey, we can help foster that and get you where you feel like you can be?
Yeah, I do. I think that every place is different, and I'm not here to say what other people do, but I just know what we do, and I think it's something that we do at a pretty good level is really be there for our kids, try to help them through the process of whether it's a transfer, whether it's a freshman year, because it's hard. It's hard to sometimes, as those guys, I'm almost more patient with them than they are with themselves, and just working together with that, knowing that it is a process and it does not happen overnight. You just aren't going to get it overnight. You're not just going to play 40 minutes overnight. Like, you got to trust the process, and at the end of the day, continue to work, be positive, and be a great teammate. You do those things, good things are going to happen.
So it's no secret that St. Peter's didn't win a game last year. With that being said, in practice, when you're watching film, is there a different mindset going into this game?
No, because first off, it's a whole new team. They got like 7, 8 transfers. I can't even keep track where all our player clips are from them at all their different schools last year. So it's a whole new team, and they're still trying to figure themselves out. So I don't care if someone's over or someone's undefeated. We're gonna prepare and attack, the game in the exact same manner. Now these guys, we talk all the time about having that hunger no matter who you're playing, whether it's Notre Dame or St. Peter's. Again, it's a process, it's your mindset.
Champaign Unit 4 will be well represented tomorrow, I assume, in the building?
Yeah, the numbers I hear so far are pretty remarkable, so it's going to be loud in there, and I got to prepare, take some Tylenol ahead of the game, and you guys wear some earplugs. But, I mean, what a great day for these kids. Some of these kids, this is probably the first game they've ever been to and the first time they've been in an arena like this. And, last year I know a lot of those kids, it was their first time, then they came back for multiple games after. So I think we're expecting probably record crowds for Kids Day here. So I'm really excited about it. It's always a fun day.
Mr. Green's class will be the best behaved.
They better be, right? My son better be.